Hey guys, it's Leo Stargazer. I'm here today with a reading for the Solar Eclipse in Libra. This eclipse is going to be challenging and shadowy, but it's going to insist that we engage with some kind of rebirth. We are on our way to a transformation, and this eclipse is here to begin that process. I'm doing this reading a few days before the eclipse, and my hope is that on the day of the eclipse, this reading can provide you with some protection and some directionality for whatever emotions, difficult or not, that you're dealing with on the day of the eclipse. This reading is not meant to work with the eclipse. It is solely meant to give us some guidance as to how we can direct what we're experiencing. So with that in mind, I chose 2 crystals. I want you to choose one of them, and then we will be doing a reading based on where your intuition guides you. Your 2 choices today are Citrine and Obsidian. So go ahead and decide, and then I will see you in your reading. Okay, so for those of you who selected Citrine, we will begin your reading now. I will be using the Lenormand deck to choose 2 oracle cards to set up a basis for our tarot reading. I've chosen the Ancient Italian deck to give us guidance and to create the complete picture. If you chose the Citrine card, your intuition is telling you that what you will need to stay safe and balanced and protected during this eclipse will be brightness, lightness, and creative perspective. We'll let the oracle cards and the tarot cards guide us, but I think what we need to be focused on as we draw our cards is Citrine and its guiding light. Okay, so let's start with the Lenormand. Okay, so today we are focused on lighting ourselves up from the inside. We're focused on protecting our creative self. We are focused on feeling safe and warm and vibrant, even today. Let's use these oracle cards to begin our reading. The first card I draw in the Lenormand pair is the Book. The second card in our pair is the Stork. The Book and the Stork. What I'm seeing from this reading, this oracle pair, is that today you may be experiencing some shifting kind of knowledge, maybe even some slightly mysterious information. I think that with the Book and the Stork, especially combined with Citrine, I'm seeing that what's going to keep you safe and balanced and positive today in particular, during eclipse season, maybe more broadly, is understanding what you are learning that's true and what you're learning or hearing that isn't. What information are you getting that is consistent and constant? And what information are you getting that feels mysterious, maybe questionable? I think that may be really heightened for you today. So don't latch on to any ideas. Don't be too trusting today, but start to do your research. I think doing your research will help you, meaning doing research on yourself, doing literal research, learning what you learned, digging into sources, things like that. But what you discover there over the next couple weeks in particular, I think will be really important for you to stay bright, stay positive during eclipse season. With that said though, this pair also implies that there may be a shifting of truth. There may be things that seem true today that don't tomorrow. That's why doing your research, that's why fact-finding, fact-checking is going to be super, super important for you. If you're finding yourself with some life-changing, earth-shattering information, give it some time, do a little bit of research before you activate any part of yourself or your life around that information. It may be a little shifty. So, with that in mind, This is about protection. Let's use the idea of, and the knowledge that we will check our facts to inform this tarot spread. As I shuffle the tarot spread, let's bring ourselves back to Citrine. Let's bring ourselves back to sunshine. Let's bring ourselves back to reminding ourselves of how we want to feel protected, how we want to feel bright and vibrant. And let's see what the tarot has in store. The first card that I draw is the Five of Swords. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that is a difficult card to get. I have to say that the Five of Swords is our first card in this tarot spread. It shows me that you are definitely going to need all the protection that you can get from the Citrine today. All the protection that you can get from your resources today are going to be really important. So stay calm, stay peaceful, stay at rest today. The Oracle cards at first were saying, check your facts and do that. Definitely do that over time. But I think getting the Five of Swords right away today is showing me that you need to do as little as possible for the rest of the day. If you have to do things, you have to do things. Life moves on. Just know that if there is any negativity there, that you need to give it time before you action anything around it. If you feel defeated today, take some deep breaths, recenter yourself. Trust that things are shifting and shadowy right now, and there is no reason to dive too deeply in. You may be misperceiving something. So slow down, but definitely try to do as little as possible today. But let's keep going so we can get more clarity because I desperately need it. Okay, the second card that I draw is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is another swords card. I think it's showing me that swords energy is definitely going to be a thing for us. Libra is an air sign. This eclipse is in Libra. Doesn't really surprise me then that we have the book and two swords right away. But before I go too deep in, let's just get the third card out so we can get the complete picture. That card is the Chariot reversed. Okay, starting to make sense. Your choice of Citrine told me that what you need the most right now is light and vibrancy to protect you today on the day of the eclipse. What the Oracle cards showed us, what the pair showed us, was that knowledge and information needs to be checked because it might be changeable. And that's how you can protect yourself from the beginning, is to not trust everything today. The Five of Swords was our first tarot card. That was tough. It is tough. It shows me that there may be a sense of defeat for you today. And again, I'm really grateful for the Oracle pair showing up the way it did, because that shows me that this may be a misperception. Do not activate anything if you feel defeated. Lean into the light today. Find knowledge and information that makes you excited and feeling vibrant and safe. Then we got the Page of Swords, bringing more swords energy, more air energy, more intellectual energy to match this eclipse in Libra and to match the book. The Page of Swords here, though, really wants us, again, he's emphasizing this idea of perspective. Staying above it, staying out of it, judging things in your own way and on their own merits as perceived by you, getting the perspective you need so that you can be effective when you have to take action. The Page of Swords is not a card of action. It's definitely a card of thinking. So we need to make sure, again, that today, especially today, but definitely during the rest of eclipse season, we are staying pragmatic and getting the perspective that we need before we take action. And the Chariot reversed as our final card triples down on that message. The Chariot reverse says, slow down, stop in place. Eclipse season is not going to be the time for you to activate every knowledge, every bit of information you receive. It's not going to be a time for you to respond to perceived defeats, respond to perceived misunderstandings. It is not a time for you to really move forward. Eclipse season, especially this solar eclipse, on this day, on today, make sure that you pause, slow down, do as little as you can. You need the light and you need vibrancy to feel safe today. The best way you can find that is by slowing down today. Also, the best piece of advice that I see here from this spread is to, while you might not decide on this information, dive into something informative and inspiring to you today. Perhaps literally read a book today. If not, engage in some kind of art, engage in some kind of conversation, watch a documentary. I mean, these things are very basic, but I think really today you need to use information to light you up, to keep balanced and protected as well, to feel vibrant. If you can feel vibrant today, don't make any decisions. Don't move forward if you can help it. Stay still, stay calm, and do as little as possible, except for things that make you feel bright. You need the light today. Engage with light today. Stay safe and protected. I'll see you next time. Okay, so for those of you who chose Obsidian, I'll begin your reading now. If your intuition guided you towards Obsidian, today, protection from the dark is key. And because you were drawn towards Obsidian, the best way to protect yourself from any kind of shadowy feelings or any kind of darker places, we need to understand the benefits of the dark. What I mean is that your intuition understands the importance of the opposite of light, but it also understands that on a day like today, with an astrological event, such as an eclipse, a solar eclipse, you still need to be protected from some of the deeper sides. So you are not afraid of the dark, but you know that you need to be protected. So let's use this spread to protect ourselves, but still honor those spaces and that side of ourselves. We'll begin your reading with an oracle pair from the Italian oracle deck, and then we will do a 3-card tarot reading using the Visconti tarot, the original tarot. I hope that these cards can help us understand that during eclipse season, when we're forced to deal with shadows, that we are not afraid of that, but we understand that keeping ourselves protected is key. Hopefully we get some guidance from the tarot. Let's begin. Okay. With the oracle deck, this oracle pair, I hope we can get a solid basis and a solid foundation for the rest of the spread, because we are dealing with a little bit of complexities. Remember, we're not trying to engage with darkness today at all. We're trying to keep ourselves protected, but we also understand the value of light and dark, of that balance. This eclipse is in Libra after all. So the first card that I draw is joy. And the second card is the letter. Okay, so with cheerfulness, joy, and the letter, it's showing me that there may be some kind of really joyful news, some kind of cheerful discovery, some kind of information that will be joyous. Now, today's the day of an eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. You were drawn to Obsidian, meaning you understand darkness but need protection from it. So getting these cards in a pair is showing me that what's going to help you stay protected in the dark, while still understanding the balance of life, is by seeking out and then relying on any kind of information or news that you receive that makes you feel excited, joyful, celebratory, cheerful. If you find some new information today, if you find out something today, if you get a message today that inspires you and makes you feel full of life and light and joy, use that information to keep you warm inside and keep you vibrant, but don't put all your eggs in that basket. Don't trust it totally. Use it to make you feel lit up today, but definitely don't exclusively rely on that today of all days. Because your intuition was guiding you towards understanding the dark but also protecting yourself from it, I think getting the joy, cheerfulness, and the letter is showing me that there may be some news that today you're perceiving as bright and joyful, but that it may not be everything it seems. It might be, and maybe once this eclipse is over, you'll be able to tell. But I think today, don't take action just yet on every piece of news you get that makes you feel good. But because this pair is a little bit complicated when we are trying to understand the usefulness of the dark, I think that we need to draw our tarot cards and get some rooted guidance. Let's see. Okay, so as I begin my shuffle, let's ponder these oracle cards. Let's ponder the dark just a little. We have to understand the dark to protect ourselves from it. And your intuition knows that you specifically need that. Let's hope the Visconti clears up whether these cheerful notes are this cheerful information, this joyous news, if that is reliable or not. Let's see. Start our first card. Our first card is the Star reversed. Our second card is the Moon reversed. Oh boy. What's our third card then? The Hanged Man reversed. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, 3 major arcana cards reversed. We have the Star and the Moon and the Hanged Man in reverse. I think, just to start out, I think that this joy letter, this good news may be questionable at best if it's received today. Any kind of information you receive that on its face feels too good to be true probably is. We also want to make sure, though, that today in particular, you are staying calm and cool and collected, not engaging in any kind of darkness, not engaging in any kind of deep emotional dives. Today is not the day for that at all. It's also not the day to respond to letters or news or messages in any kind of way, even if those messages, that information is quote unquote good to you. Today is not the day to respond. The Star reversed, just on its face, is showing me that you're not connected to the flow of things today. This eclipse is blocking you. It's blocking the light from the sun, and it's also blocking you from your intuitive flow. So that's why I say don't trust messages today. You might receive some good news today, and it could be valid, but just trust your intuition, but know that you may be misperceiving it because you got the Moon reversed as well, which shows me that your understanding of what's hidden in the darkness is also blocked. This eclipse is blocking your flow, and this eclipse is blocking your intuitive understanding of the hidden messages that you are usually able to see. So again, you were drawn to Obsidian. You were drawn to an understanding that the dark is important, but that on certain days and in certain times and certain astrological events, we need to protect ourselves from those deep, dark places. Well, today, your flow is closed off, and your ability you usually have to tap into intuitive messages is also blocked. It's why we have to not trust fully in everything we hear today. Finally, you got the Hanged Man reversed. The Hanged Man reversed is showing me that you may be drawn to that news today. You may be following the energies of other people. You may be feeling like you need to respond to or listen to or follow in someone else's footsteps. Your intuition may be telling you that. What you may be seeing may be telling you that. But today, these cards are showing me that that part of you that is so valuable and that you usually can rely on, and tomorrow you can rely on it. It's showing me that today it is all out of whack. It's just how it looks. Any messages you receive on this day of shadowy stuff with this eclipse, no matter how good they seem, you need to take a pause. Just today. If you can put off making a decision today, put it off. If you can put everything off today, put it off. If you can just find some quiet, comfortable place where you can do maybe a meditation, where you can engage in some kind of beautiful art. I think honestly, you're so closed off from the places you're usually able to get to mentally inside of yourself, inside of your heart, inside of your intuition, inside of your unconscious. Your independent spirit is also being muted today. This eclipse is blocking you and the sun. And while you're not afraid of the dark, your understanding that you need to be protected needs to be activated today. And don't trust everything you hear today either. Tomorrow's a different story. And I think after this eclipse, you need to unlock your intuitive flow as much as you can. You need to find ways to connect to your deeper self starting tomorrow. But today, don't do anything except for find your safe place, find your internal safe space, and stay in it. Even if you aren't literally in somewhere you feel totally closed off and safe, find somewhere inside of your heart that feels lit up and alive, but also comfortable and safe. And don't trust everything you hear. Not today. You make decisions tomorrow. Stay safe, stay protected. I will see you next time. Okay, after doing these readings, I know for sure that this eclipse is going to be intense and kind of complicated and maybe a little mysterious. All the things that eclipses usually are. So, like I said, I wanted these readings to really help us figure out how to protect ourselves today, not to work with this energy, not to dive into the darkness at all. In fact, I hoped that these readings would help you on the day of the eclipse understand how you can best protect yourself and stay calm and safe and at peace. And these spreads definitely showed us that. I think what each showed us as a general theme was that being calm and doing as little as we can today on the day of the eclipse is going to be crucial. Some of us have to do things though. Some of us are busy. Some of us have activities. It's a Saturday. So I'm not saying stop everything. I'm not saying lock yourself away in your room. None of the readings showed that at all. The readings showed us that we may be getting some information, and with that information, we need to hold on to it. We need to take the information in, hold on to it, and don't take any action until at least tomorrow. If action can be paused until the end of eclipse season, that'd be even better, but a lot of us can't live our lives like that. And if you're someone who can't, then do not live in fear. But don't trust everything on its face. Dive a little deeper, listen to your intuition a little bit more, or do the extra research you need to do. But information we're getting today and throughout eclipse season needs to be observed and questioned before action is taken. It's going to be the best way to protect ourselves. The other thing I saw that was common between the two readings is finding safe spaces, either in our inner or outer or both worlds. Finding those safe spaces today to engage as much as we can in what makes us feel vibrant and comforted. That's going to be key. Above all, though, take it easy today. Keep yourself, keep your heart, and keep your mind protected. You can open everything up tomorrow. But today, stay calm and stay cool. Light and dark can exist simultaneously, and as long as we stay in balance and at peace, we'll be good to go. I'm right there with you. I'll see you next time.